Hello friends, welcome to the video number 33 for the Python 3 series. And well, in this video we are gonna see the last topic that I left behind about variables, and this is the scope of the variable. uh, Now that we have seen how we can create our own functions, how we can define our own functions, it's very common that we may run into this problem that, uh, well, for example, here I am defining a function to calculate the area of the circle. I'm going to give it the radius, and then I am creating here the variable, right? The variable area, and I calculate the value, and I store it here, and then I'm going to print it. So here I call the function, I pass the radius, and I'm going to get the area. Now, it's probably that you can run into, okay, I have created the variable here. So I already have the area, right? Because I'm calling this function. So then I'm gonna call the other function, which is gonna calculate the volume, and I'm gonna pass the area that I already created and calculated here, and I'm gonna pass also the height, right? So I have these two parameters. I calculate the volume and print the volume. Sounds pretty easy, right? Pretty simple. So we run the module, and then we get this the area. That's okay. Well, I used for obviously the number one just to make sure that I am getting the value that I'm supposed to get. And well, let's go this to one. um, I get this error saying, okay, the name area is not defined. um, why is that? Well, it's because this variable lives inside of this function, and it cannot be seen or accessed outside of this function. So that's why we're getting this problem here. It's telling us the name area is not defined. So what we can do is we can tell Python, okay, Python, I want you to make this variable not a, I mean, it's not a local, but use it as a global variable. And to do that, we just do global. You can see it turns orange. Now, if we run this, we're gonna get an error, an invalid syntax. So what we have to do is to define it as a global in its own statement, and then, well, we can do this calculation. So now area is a global variable, and it is accessible to everywhere in my program, right? Actually, just to make sure that we are getting a difference, let's make this 10, and well, there it is. Okay. Now, in many cases, you're gonna see that people is gonna discourage you to use global variables. It's not a considered a good practice. So what you can do is something that we have already done in the past, is just make your function return your value, right? I think this is a very easy fix. Return the volume, and here, for example, you can say, okay, area. So you are creating the variable outside of the function, and then you can call your function. It's gonna return the value and store it in here. So of course we're gonna do volume. Now I have the area stored in this variable, which is different than this one, right? It's returning the value, and I am storing it here. So this one I can use it here, and then I'm gonna pass the height, and then I'm gonna get the volume, and then I can do a simple print area, print the volume, print, right? Save this and run it, and well, everything works, right? So much easier, I think, to do it like this. Just use your return statement in the definition of your function, so that you get something returned, you get something back to you. You can store that in your variable, and then do whatever it is you want to do with it. And but well, that's basically it, what I wanted to show you. This is the scope of a variable. Again, it maybe that you are running into this now that you can define your own functions. So now I hope that you know what's going on. Um, Again, you can make it a global, but it's probably not a very good practice. So much easier and probably much better. Just use your return statement. And well, that's basically it, I think, for this video. As always, I hope that you find it useful. So please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks all of you for watching, and well, I hope to see you on the next videos.